I have never struggled this much. Hi, welcome back, everybody, to Max's Monday podcast. Today, I have a very special guest. We've been friends for over 15 years now. It's my friend here, Kyle Johnson.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on? Kool Aid Kyle.
That would be me.
Dude, 15 years. That's a long time.
It's a very long time going to school with each other, working together.
Dude, and you always lived pretty close. You've always been
Definitely.
just down the block. Even when I moved to Antelope, you weren't too far behind. You were
And
maybe
then, and then senior year, I moved literally right down the street from you.
literally down the street walking the amount of times that I've walked to your house is kind of insane.
It works out perfectly.
Oh, dude, it's been so helpful, honestly. So easy. Can you pick me up? Oh, you're kind of out of the way. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm right, right here. There's no excuses. I'm right.
Yeah, no excuses for me anymore.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw my text. I have my driver's license test on Wednesday.
Finally, took you
Finally,
long enough.
20 years on this earth.
Now you can drive us around when you get it.
So you're kind of out of the way. I picked you up. I I mean I didn't pick you up the other day, and we
Yeah,
definitely
no,
didn't go grab food the other day.
yeah, that didn't happen.
And now I've been driving. I've been driving almost a couple months now, so I'm super
Hmm.
comfortable and ready to go. I figured if I did get pulled over, I'm like, it's coronavirus. Like, who's gonna 6 feet, sir? Let me see your driver's license.
No, sorry,
Oh,
can't do that.
can't do that. Oh man, that's super crazy. But no, it's great. It's great to have you on. We've always been really, really good friends. We've been friends since
Yeah,
kindergarten,
yeah,
right? And you didn't come to that second half, right? It was like the
yeah. The second half of the school year,
where were you
moved
before?
from West. I was in West Sac.
Were you really?
Oh, yeah.
You learn something new every day. Know you for 15 years, and I didn't know that. Uh, we've been going to school together. We went to school together from kindergarten to high school.
Yes.
How many classes would you say we had together?
Uh,
15 or more than 15 or less than 15?
Probably a little less than. Oh, probably fit like around 15.
Like somewhere
Around.
around there, probably 12, 13. All things, like in elementary school, middle school, and obviously high school. We was all
Yeah.
kinds of opportunities for us to be around. And then we were just always around each other a
All the
lot.
time.
hmm
All the time.
We played basketball together in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun time. And then I didn't play baseball with you guys. I did play baseball, but I stopped playing when I was like 7. I think it was like
Yeah.
maybe even sooner than that. But you played baseball a cool chunk of time, right?
For about 9 years.
Okay.
9 years. Yeah.
What happened? You just what I know it was something with your shoulder, right?
I tore something in my right shoulder the year before high school, and then
Mm,
my throwing arm was never the same. So I was just sitting the bench. So like after sophomore year, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore because I was losing the love of the sport, and I didn't want to lose the love.
yeah. You know what? That happened to me too. Like my senior year or my last year of basketball. It was like the season. It was already we're going into February. We're going into playoffs. I was already dealing like I had like some sort of tendonitis in my foot, and I was just tired. It was practice every day, and we're practicing even more and harder because of playoffs. And I was
Hmm.
so ready to. I I don't think I ever really told anybody this, but dude, I say they would be like, dude, we got to go to playoffs. We're gonna win. I was like, I can't wait till we lose. So
You
I
actually told me that. You actually told me that. I was laughing the whole time.
dude, because I was just so done. I was like, dude, I loved it. And you know what? Like thinking about it, I was like, maybe I should have like really cared some more. Like it was like, now that I'm not playing sports anymore, now that I'm like not on a team, it kind of hurts my heart a little bit. But I was
I
at
miss
the
it. I miss it now.
yeah. We should go. I'm telling you, we should go to back in that spot, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I don't want to give it out because I don't want people showing up there. It's our spot.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's our spot. But yeah, dude. So we went to school together, all of high school. And then, dude, it was such a trip. I'll be honest with you. Like finally going to college and you not being there.
It was weird. It
It
was
was
definitely weird.
like
Like
even though,
going,
yeah.
but
No, 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 you go ahead. It's fine.
it was weird because like every year I always had that like one person that I truly knew, and it was like you and a few other people, and then going to college, having to make a whole new group of friends there, it was just weird because it was like something I wasn't used to.
Yeah, you know what? That was really weird. Like even coming from because there was a group of us and we were all together in elementary school from like K to 6 or even K to 8.
Mm-hmm.
We had made it all the way to middle school, and then we all went to different high schools. Like
Yes.
groups of us went to different high schools, and it was so strange. I was actually gonna go. Like originally, I was supposed to go to Antelope High School, and then you
Mm-hmm.
know what it was? I started playing summer ball with Henry. Henry was like, "Hey, why don't you come play summer ball with me and at the
Mm,
center, like with center?" And I was like, "All right, cool. I'll go do that." And I hated it so much too because I remember he was like, "Come play with me, like we'll go play together." And he got called up to varsity, and I had to play freshman basketball. So here I am, all by myself with dudes, kind of the same thing, dude. They'd all been to school together from K to 8. They all
yes.
knew each other, and then there was like me, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
definitely. That's a like I had that same experience going to center too.
Mhm.
Like I only had our group that we went from middle school to there with.
Well,
So it's like having to make new friends. It was like that whole situation all over again in college.
you know, it's even funny too because we even like threw on like Jared. Like Jared, we didn't even go to school with him, but you guys had known him from baseball, and he went to
Exactly.
the same school district. So we were
Hmm.
just like, "Oh,
In that
Jared,
same group.
yeah, he's rolling with us now." So, hopefully, I can have Jared on sometime and we can talk.
Yeah, that'd be
I have,
cool.
I want to have all the right now. We have a pretty solid group. What about five of us? Right?
Yes.
You, me, Cam, Jared, and Ollie.
Yes.
That's the most consistent, right? The most consistent
Yeah.
group that we have. Every once in a while, we'll have we'll have this or that. People will come home or something goes on, but for the most part, that's like our little group.
The boys.
The boys, the cruise group chat. I can't wait to talk about the cruise because I didn't go, and people. I can't wait for people to find out about that story. That story is crazy, but I will definitely share it for another time. Maybe when I have, maybe when we're all, well, we'll figure something out. But I definitely want to talk about that story because
That's
that's
a
great.
great story.
Sorry if you're listening. I know that kind of sucks. I'm like, dude, this totally crazy story, and we'll talk about it some other time. That's like the same thing on TikTok. It's like for part two,
I
like
hate
follow for.
those.
Come
Hate
on.
those. Hate those.
The worst ones are Instagram, bro. The Instagram reels, and it's like they do all this build up, and right at the end, they're like, this,
Follow this person for part two.
bro.
I'm
I'll be
not doing
honest. I think
that.
once or twice I've done it. I was like, I wanted to see it so bad. I couldn't find it like anywhere else, and I was just like, fine.
Did you find it on the other account?
No, that was I wasted all this time, and it wasn't even on the other account, dude. Oh, dude, that was such a pain in the ass. But yeah, no. Anyway, so we went to school, obviously, and then we didn't go to school together our freshman year of college, and then I had to come home. Right, pandemic.
Hmm.
That was crazy, and it was thanks to you that I have a job.
Yeah.
I came home in March. I didn't have a job until May. And I only got a job because of you. Like no other place was I something had happened where a bunch of places a week before I came home did a bunch of coronavirus hirings
Hmm.
and I missed out on it by like this much, dude. Like literally a couple days, I think. And I wanted to end it, dude. I was so upset. And it like I was like I had gotten some money back from the school. So like I
Hmm.
was living on that for 2 months. And then I was like, I know it was like $100 in my bank account. And I was like, I need a job.
I would have asked you sooner to come join me, but I didn't know if you wanted to come work at that spot. Like,
Oh, just for that place is KFC.
it's not the greatest place. It's
No,
no.
but it pays. It pays to work at KFC. So
I get the hours I want.
yeah, I can't be upset about that. That's dude. Like pre, I shall never be on this podcast, but never gonna be pre. Like Yeah, there's almost like an initiation. Like she has to be like super mad at you and like call you names, like throw something at you. But once you get
Uh,
past that, you're good to go.
yeah, you went through probably the toughest initiation I've ever seen there, but yeah.
I'm not gonna repeat what she said because those were not nice words. But there was a few MFers in there and
You almost
idiot.
quit.
Yeah, no, I was ready to quit, but due to certain circumstances, I decided not to, as I needed the job. Um, but no, dude, I had applied to like 8 places, and even the other place that I used to work at, Round Table, were not, bro.
Hmm.
I don't know what happened, but like, so the summer before our freshman year of college, I had gone. I worked there for like 2.5 months, and then like I had to leave for school. I put my 2 weeks, everything. I came back and they're like, we can't rehire you because of you stopped showing up to work. And I was like, what do you? What? It was a whole thing, bro. So I was, bro, unemployed, out of work, switching from from in person to online school. Moving back in was not the easiest thing. It was like,
Hmm.
it's like you have all this freedom in college. Why am I getting President's Day notifications? It's the end of the day. What are you talking about? God, sometimes Mac Apple is something else. Anyways, so and it's just like it was all these things, and I needed a job. And thank God you were like, finally. I think we went to Taco Bell,
Yeah.
and you were just like, "Do you want to come work at KFC?" And I was like, "Please, let me in."
I think it's funny because I think I asked in like a joking way because I didn't think you were gonna say yes.
Mm.
So it's like, you want to work at KFC? Like, I didn't see the yes coming behind that, but I was like, nice.
It's great, and it was perfect because you live down the street, and we could just
Yeah.
you just pick me up and we'd go.
Yeah.
It was fun. That was a great. It was good, and I needed. I much needed, and it was. I'll be honest. I was a bit of a slow learner. It took me a while.
Yeah,
I
you
did a lot
burnt
of
corn. Burnt
first
corn.
day, first day on the job, and I burnt some corn, dude. I left it in there for a way, dude. I remember because you were cooking that day, and I was making I was prepping, and I was making mashed potatoes, and as I was making it, started to smell like corn, and I was like, why are these mashed potatoes smelling like
I was like,
corn?
what is that?
And then I was like, and then I was just the corn. So I think we just threw that container away, right? We just threw it away.
But the rest of the day, the the rest of the day, it still smelled like burnt corn in there.
Oh, it
It
was
was bad.
awful. It was, it was so bad, dude. Oh, just what a way to start your career at KFC, dude. I was so mad, dude. It was supposed to be a summer job. It was. I
And
can't
you're
even.
still working there now.
I'm
That's
still
insane.
almost a year. Not even. Well, not quite. I still got like 3 months.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude.
basically almost.
On the day that it's gonna be a full year, I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna take. What do you get? You get a pen, right?
Yeah, a little thing you could put on your hat.
It's okay.
It's not. It's not worth it at all.
Oh man. Um. So coronavirus, everything. Talking about college. I wanted to ask too. You were going to school. You went for half a semester. Did you?
uh, I finished first semester, and
Okay.
then towards the end of second semester, it was like when I kind of just stopped
You
because
just
of
stopped.
Corona and everything. I'm the type of person where I need to be in class to learn. This online Zoom stuff isn't for me. Like, I need to be like hands-on type person to be there to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's been rough for a lot of people. A lot of people are not fucking with Zoom at all. I've adapted to it. Like at first, I love it even now because I'm just like
Hmm.
I'll throw on. I'll turn my camera off. I'll go play some video games. Or I think one time we went golfing. Like I was like in class, like golfing. Like there's just so many things. Like it works. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like I went to school in Merced, and I really liked Merced. I was a big fan. Um, but there's just something about being home, being able to work. Gonna get my driver's license
Hmm.
finally. It was just a lot of things. It just kind of worked out for me.
Yeah.
A lot of things do. Uh, but obviously, like for you, it was a bit more of a struggle. Like it was mostly of Zoom.
Of that and like everything, like some family stuff was going on. It was getting like in my head, like when it because we went on that cruise.
Mm.
And we got
Right.
back. Right when we got back, well, when we went on the cruise, my grandma passed away. The
Mm.
day we got there, and then we got back, and that's when COVID really hit. Everything started shutting down, and then like I was just not in the right headspace, and like me trying to do it online, it was just
Yeah.
not working out for me
Yeah.
at all.
Do you so obviously like your mental health was very poor at the time, but do you also think like your motivation dropped a lot too just because it was online?
So much. Like
Yeah.
I feel like if I was at home trying to do this, I would probably push it off. Like my procrastination was probably bad before that,
Yeah.
but now I feel like nah, I'm not gonna do it until later.
And you know what? It's got to, bro, because I remember that first semester, dude, you were working 2 jobs and going to school.
Yes, and I still like, and I passed my classes. Like I was motivated then, and then second semester hit. I was just
Yeah.
everything went downhill.
Do you think another part of it too was like you were just unsure of like what you really wanted to do with your college?
That's another key thing. Like I still trying to figure out what I want to do in life, and
Yeah.
because I don't want to go to school and just be learning something that's not going to help me do something I want to do in the future. And I
Right.
don't know what I want to do yet. So,
Right. You know, I've always really struggled with that because with that kind of understanding, just because like for me, it's like I've had a roadmap like in my mind for like
mhm.
13 years now. So,
Oh, I know.
so, you know, like it's hard for me to relate in that instance, but I do have some understanding of like, it's just like, well, what's the point? Like, I'm going to spend all this, you know, I'm going to go. And it's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I think we really need to bring back like trade jobs and different stuff or like have
Hmm.
different avenues for kids to go through. I know a big part of you is like, you wanted to get in a little bit more creative with like writing stories. I know you're a bit of a story writer. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm writing one right now. It's called Eastwood, about like the supernatural, like vampires and stuff. I'm almost finished with it actually.
Oh, no way. Are you really?
Yeah.
How long is it?
Right now it's about 15, 16 pages.
So it's like a short story.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, that's super cool. I remember well because I think I read the first couple, like your first couple drafts of it. It was only a
Hmm.
couple pages, and I really enjoyed that. Dude, I missed that old story. That old story you
I
you
I think I'm gonna go back to it too. I think
you
I'm gonna go back to it.
Thank
'Cause
goodness, bro. I remember like you had shared the document with me, and like I would check the document like every like week or so just to like see like did he add stuff to it? Because I was like it was just like to me like I'll be honest with you, it was kind of funny. Like it was kind of funny to me, but it was also like I
Mhm,
was like he's like actually doing it. Like he's actually writing, and like some of this I was like that's actually really good. Like
mhm,
for amateur for somebody who's like never taken a writing class is like not
exactly.
really right. So yeah, no, dude, super cool. So I definitely want to check that out.
Mhm.
Um, is there a reason, like a specific reason why you chose that like subject to like talk about?
Which one? The first one, or like the supernatural one?
The supernatural one.
Always been into like that type of stuff. Like I don't talk about it a lot, but I've
Mhm.
also always been interested into it, and it's like something that intrigued me in a way. And it's like something like I don't have to base it off of something true. I can make it up as I go in a way, in some sort of sense. Instead of
Mm,
like if it was like a real life story, like something like based in real time, I can't really fake it as much in a
yeah,
way. Like can't be as creative with it. To me, I feel like
yeah. You know who's stuff like that too. I don't know. You should follow it, Jalen Spam.
yes.
When he used to do the mythology, bro, I would be
Hmm.
so interested in that. Like, dude, I would take some of that stuff, like,
Yes.
go like look at it myself. I've always been super like interested in that stuff too, like the mythology or like supernatural, like
Very
different
interesting
cultures.
stuff.
Yeah, dude. So that's super cool. So I definitely want to check that out. Um, you know, we'll kind of do a little side piece and kind of go into a different avenue of conversation. But you know, a lot of I've noticed in a lot of your readings, you have a character that I always found very similar to your dad. Yeah, you
Yes.
want to? Is he like?
Uh,
You just want to talk about that a little bit?
he's always been, he always was that big person in my life that I always looked up to.
Mm,
Like the standard of what I should like try to be in a way, like being nice to people, be just like always keeping it straight with people, like just be the best person you can be. and stuff like that. He's just been that person I've always just looked up to.
Mhm. For people who don't know, your dad unfortunately passed away December 28th, right? Of this just
Yeah,
this
yeah,
past
it's December
December.
28th.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Pancreatic cancer, right?
Stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Wow, man, that's so crazy. What was I can't really relate to you on that on losing somebody close like that. Um, just what was it like? What's going through your head? I mean, even now it's still pretty fresh, right?
Yeah, so from when we first found out to now, it's just been like a roller coaster ride in a certain sense. Like
Okay.
it's like first we found out that was a very big low point,
When did
but
when did
then
you when did you guys find out?
uh late November 2017
Oh
or
wow.
2017 2018, something around there. 20
Okay.
I don't know exactly right now off the top of my head,
Hmm.
but like it was like from that point we're like, well, we're not just gonna sit here and lose, like we're gonna fight this and everything. So we started fighting it. He go to chemotherapy, and it felt like there was points where like the tumor shrunk and it was just a big beam of hope for us, and like kept us going, and like because they told us when we first found out that he wasn't gonna make it past a year,
Hmm.
and we made it past a year, made it past 2 years, made it past 3 years. So our biggest thing was like every day is a miracle for us. So we got to take advantage of every moment we have with each other and stuff like that. And then the last month, that's when everything really started going like downhill. He was sleeping a lot, in a lot more pain. And then the last 2 weeks, he was really just not eating much. He was in his bed, and like had to call hospice and all that. Have a nurse come check in every other day.
Hmm.
And then the last few days, it was tough on me and my mom, especially my mom, because because of COVID, the nurses can't be here all the time. And they were having us give a medicine like every hour. So me and her barely got any sleep the last few days.
Right.
And then the day of when it happened,
Mhm.
my mom woke me up. She was like, I think it's about to be time. And then he passed, and it was just like in that moment, like I didn't know what to think at the moment. I think I just pushed everything down so I
Mhm.
can be strong for my mom
Yeah.
in that moment. And it's like for the next, even sometimes now, it's like I'm walking, like I'm still being me, but I'm watching from outside. Like I'm just a zombie almost half the time, especially when I'm alone.
Yeah.
It's tough,
Yeah. Um.
but yeah.
No, I was just like what have you found that best works for you with coping wise, like to kind of
Uh,
help you with that.
Honestly, hanging out with all my friends,
Mhm.
because they don't know, like you guys don't know exactly what I'm going through,
Mhm.
but you guys know, you guys want to be there for me and keep me happy, like keep me that smile that you guys all know and love, just keep that going. And like me just being around all my friends, just that keeps me going. Or honestly, like lately I've just been going on drives instead of just sitting in my house.
Mhm.
I'll just go drive the Dutch or something and just get my mind right, because if I
Kind of.
just sit here, it just
Yeah.
like builds up and stuff like that.
Kind of get your mind off things.
Exactly.
Um. Obviously losing a parent is extremely hard no matter the circumstances. But did you think it was easier that you kind of knew that you kind of had an idea that it wouldn't,
uh,
it was coming almost?
for me, I feel like nothing was gonna make that easier.
Mhm.
Nothing. Like I try to prepare myself, but you can't prepare yourself for something like that.
Right.
It's just too hard. It's like you don't know how you're gonna react until it happens.
Yeah. Um. The funeral. I attended the funeral, and that was hard too. And then I had even seen your dad. I came and saw him on Christmas Eve. I brought over
Yeah,
tamales, and
yeah.
I got to speak with him and um, get some closure for me too, because we've been friends for 15 years. Our friend, our family knows each other. I know your family very well. You guys have always been very, very welcoming and very
Yeah.
nice to me. Um, and to just be able to talk to your dad was so nice. And for me was to see that smile of his one
Hmm.
last time.
Exactly.
Uh, yeah. Is there? I'm just just curious about your dad. Like, what do you have like a favorite moment with him, like a favorite memory that you'll kind of cherish forever?
Oh, there's so many, but one that comes to the top of my head, it was I believe we went out to Indiana, me, my mom, and dad.
Mhm.
But my mom had to come home early for work, so it was just me and my dad. So, and we had my sister in Tennessee, so we're driving from Indiana to Tennessee and back. In those moments, it was just like us just talking, listening to music, just like I feel like that was a true moment where we were truly like I was truly opening up to him, just have like being myself, having so much fun, just like it's like those memories will stick with me forever and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Your dad grew up in Indiana, right?
Yeah, Evansville, Indiana.
Evansville, Indiana. Wow. And he was 60, right?
Yes, turned 60 November of last year,
What day in November is it?
the 17th.
The 17th. My dad's birthday is in November. He's the 5th too.
Mm.
My dad's younger. He's younger than your dad by 2 years. That's not quite even. My dad, what is he? 45 now? 46. Um, but I remember when we took that trip to Reading that one time with your family. It was you,
Mm.
me, Ollie, and then your family. And I remember we were hanging out with your dad for a little bit, and he was telling us about him growing up in Indiana and like some of the stuff he saw. Obviously he grew up in the '60s and in the '70s, and where there was still a lot of um,
Yeah.
rampant racism and some discrimination that he faced. And he told us a story about when he played on the basketball team.
Yes, that story where like when they were driving up to like a very white town, and he was like one of the only black kids on the varsity team at that time. And when they were coming up a hill right before they got to the town, they burned up a cross, basically just saying don't come, but they still went.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they won that game too.
Yeah, your dad
but
was yeah. I used to love his stories. He used to always tell really good stories. And then your dad was fucking hilarious. Like your dad had so many jokes. And I remember especially our senior year of high school, like your house became like the hub.
yeah,
The hot tub?
the moments in the hot tub will always be some of the greatest moments ever.
Yeah. Um we'll talk about that right now, but I just kind of want to obviously your dad was an amazing guy. I have his the what is it called?
Uh,
Goodness, why am I blanking on this?
what is it called? I, I know exactly what you're
Not a
talking about.
brochure. It's
Uh,
oh god, I'm tired. I feel terrible, but I was from the funeral, and I put that up on my wall, and
mhm,
because your dad meant a lot to me. I remember I spoke about him at graduation.
mhm.
I was like, my surprise to you. I was like, hey, I got a surprise for you at graduation, and
I was trying to figure out what it was going to be. Like, what do I need to get him a gift? Do I need to get him a gift? What is the surprise going to be?
yeah. Uh,
But it was amazing.
yeah, and so kind of the build up, and like I didn't want to let like you to know I wanted it to be kind of almost like a surprise, but I had asked your dad's permission probably a week before. I
Mhm.
procrastinated very heavily on this. I asked him like a week before. I was like, "Hey, is it okay if I kind of if I talk about you in my speech?" He was like, "Of course." He's like, "You have my blessing," and like to me that was like that meant the most to me. I knew he would be okay with it, but I of course I wanted to ask for his permission.
Mhm.
Um, and I just kind of talked about him. I kind of explained his situation, and because he just went kind of right with what I wanted to talk about. Like my message at graduation was like you said, fighting and like living every day to the fullest. And your dad was
Mhm.
always just full of life. Um, and he just kind of he was the I said it in the speech, but he embodies all of that, all the
Yeah,
best
yes, he
characteristics.
did.
He brought out the best in all of us. So
Yeah.
um, all up to your dad. You know what? I was gonna ask you too, but we should probably. I wanted to go with you sometime because I know he's buried right here at the antelope.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been wanting to go lately. Yeah.
so we'll have to find a day and go. We'll go visit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know your dad was um, a very special person. So rest in peace to Sam, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. But no, kind of back when we were talking about your house, dude. Your house, like I said, that senior year of high school was the hub, and especially that hot tub. The conversations that we had in that hot tub, they will not be repeated here, but they were
Some of the deepest conversations we've ever had too. Just like talking about life in general, what we were going through at that time, what we wanted to do in the future. It's just like the hot tub was just like our sanctuary like most of the time.
yeah. It was also the almost some of the funniest moments in my life. I remember we were sitting around in the hot tub, and I got sniped with a piece of chicken from our friend Cameron. I I got JFK'd by a piece of chicken. Out of nowhere, dude. We're sitting there. It's pitch black outside. We just have the light from the outside light, and from around the corner comes a piece of chicken flying in. To this day, I have Vietnam flashbacks. And the worst part is KFC chicken. Of course, it was KFC chicken. So here I am working at KFC.
I was so confused in that moment. So confused. Like, what was that?
It was so weird because we're all just sitting there. And I just get sniped with a piece of chicken. Nah, dude, it's just such a your house is. We still go. We'll still go to your house
Mm-hmm.
and hang out. It's of course,
It's like the everybody home.
the parties that we've had there. Of course, ragers.
Definitely. Ragers. I will always remember my birthday here.
Some of the best times, man. Of course, we're playing video games and getting our 2K sessions in, Kyle.
You know,
We have our legendary 2K. It's pretty back and forth, I'd say, with 2K.
oh, it's a competition basically every time we play.
Yeah, and I love we always mix it in some way.
Oh, that Reading trip though with the 2K we were playing, we had to call it off because it was too intense.
Damn Jazz, man! I can't get fucking Donovan Mitchell. I'm tired of him. No, dude, your house is great, and it's just you know what too, and we've always had a couple moments in our friendship where it's like we just don't talk or like we get separated for a little bit, but it's always like we always just kind of get back and get closer, and it's like I said, you're
like closer each time.
Yeah, just like I feel like right now it's the closest we've ever been.
Exactly.
And I'm so excited to kind of see where you're going with everything. The last thing I kind of want to talk about, it's something we had mentioned before, but your dad used to call you Woo, right?
Yeah.
Woo.
It was I'm not exactly where it came from. I think it's something because like when I was a little kid, I used to love fire trucks. And when I would hear them, I'd be like, woo, 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 woo.
Oh.
And something. And then it just stuck. And it's like a lot of my family members just called me Woo. And it stuck after a while. And then I ended up creating my own clothing line called Woo Dreams.
Oh.
And it's just like something, it meant a lot to me, especially the name meant a lot. Because something my dad always, like he always called me Woo. And then he always supported me when I was trying to do something with the brand.
Yeah.
And it just means so much to me now. It's like why I'm working real hard on it right now. Like I got something cooking up. I think it's gonna come out soon.
Ooh.
My next The World Is Yours collection coming out soon.
I've already seen the design. I think the show. I'm just excited. I think unfortunately I couldn't find. I think mine's in the washer. I totally would have worn mine. I also grew a little bit, so it's quite nice. Like it. Is there like Woo Dreams? So like, is there like a specific like with the dreams? Like, is there a play into that at all?
For me, it's like this is the designing, the like have my own clothing line. It's my dream, but like the message behind it, it's like if you have a dream, like chase it, turn your dreams into reality. Like I was telling myself this other day, like it's I didn't build this just for me. I built it for everybody, like something they can build up on. Like, oh man, it's just something like I want everybody like just chase your dreams, because if you gotta try hard, it'll come true. You just gotta keep on trying.
Yeah.
That's what I want to like throw that message out there.
Mm. Yeah, no, of course. Is there like a place we can go? Like, do you have a website for it, or is it Instagram or something?
Right now, I have my Instagram where you can contact me on. It's let me pull it up real quick.
I'll put it in the description too. I think I'm pretty sure.
Woo underscore dreams is the Instagram that you can follow me at and contact me about new stuff.
Okay, for sure. I will definitely drop that. I'll check it up after the show and I'll put it in the description so people can go check that out. Because you have
Mm-hmm.
that new thing coming out too. What kind of you got? So you got your plain shirts. Are you gonna have long sleeves and hoodies with that too, or
Long sleeves and hoodies and the regular shirts. And then I even got for women the kind of like the V shirts, like for women. Got those shirts.
what is it called? The V cut? I think it's
V
called.
cut, the V cut.
Yeah.
And I'm also having some tie-dye shirts in there too for this one.
Okay,
So
all right. I see you,
the
Kile.
big plans for this one. I think this is gonna be, other than my last one, which was based off my dad, I think this one's gonna be my most favorite one that I've had so far. Like, I had a lot of fun creating this one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really want to push this one out there more.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely cop. I think you gave me the other one for free, but this one I definitely want to pay just to support your business
Mm-hmm.
and support local business. All right, Keela, I think we can wrap that up here. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I want you to have you on the show again. There are so many things we could talk about. We have so many stories. We have so many things to talk about. Cruise, shirts, stories, your car breaking down. Like there's so many things. We just didn't have enough time to talk about. But I would
I'd love to be back.
Love to have you back. I'd love to have you back. I do have a couple other people lined up, but we would definitely get you back on the show. I mean, you're not friends for 15 years, and you don't, it's not like you don't have stories to tell.
We got so many stories.
We still do. We're probably gonna go get food right after this. You're probably gonna after this.
Definitely, for sure.
But once again, Kyle, thank you so much for tuning in, and I want to thank everybody for watching again. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for all the love. I just got 200 views on the first video, just over, I think. So that was, I'm just doing this for fun, but that's still awesome to see. Second video, it's talking about that too much, but it was great. I had my guest Julie. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and go check those out. I'll drop in the description. I'll drop a link. I think I can link your Instagram account to that. So I'll drop
that'd be nice.
So people can go check out your merchandise and they can stay updated with that. Let's see what's going on. Next week will be the first ever mystery guest. If you I don't know if you can drop a comment and guess who you think it is. Maybe I'll give somebody like a $10 visa or something if you can guess who the next guess is going to be next week. I'm not going to tell you, Kyle. You know what, Kyle? You're not eligible for this.
Dang it. I was going to guess.
But that's it. That's it for the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for Max's Monday podcast. It's the third episode already. So it feels, it just feels like I started yesterday. So again, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week. Deuces.